All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. And right here, right now, we actually would proudly love to welcome back Queensbridge, New York hip-hop legend. We got Imam Thug right here back in the building on 97.7 FM. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, man, thank you for having me, man. I feel fantastic, man. Great to be back on the show. You know what I'm saying? You guys are awesome, man. Thank you for all the support. We appreciate you.
Hey, man, I gotta say, it's definitely a great way to kick off the week, man. Kick off the week of interviews by having the legendary Imam Thug in the building, man. It's definitely an honor.
All right, facts. In real time. We in real time right now.
I have to ask, man, how's everything going on out there in New York? Because I do know that you guys aren't too far away from us, man. We've been having rain and storms all day long. It's just been a muggy, crappy Monday.
Yeah, man, we've been getting a lot of rain also here, man. Trees falling down on the property, all crazy. Yeah, it's been a lot. It's been a lot with the weather, man. But you know, we have no control over Mother Nature, so we just roll with it, you know.
Hey, man, that's the only way you can be nowadays, man. Only way you can be.
That's right. That's right. Respect Mother Nature always.
But Thug, I know you're a busy guy, man, so I'm gonna dive right into this, man. But I want to take you back to the amazing year of 1996. Where you were actually recruited by Tragedy Gaddafi to actually work in the offices of 25 to Life Entertainment. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners the story behind that, and of course, what was it like just working behind the scenes of the music industry?
Man, it was exciting, man. I mean, just the whole experience was awesome, man. You know, what it did was, it like kept me off the streets, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, because we were doing other things. And I was spending a lot of time, like I was running the street team for Capone Noriega prior to them getting a deal with Penalty Records and all that. So it was 25 to Life Dolo and, with Stretch and Nick and things like that. And, and Trash had that situation going. We had the office and stuff like that. And, yeah, man, it was just awesome just running that street team, firing hip-hop lovers out there, man, putting stickers all over the place, man. It was great. It was a great movement. A lot to be proud of.
And I have to ask as well, man, because obviously, like, I have to ask, when you were putting stickers all around, did you ever have any businesses actually get mad that you were slapping stickers all over the place? I do know sometimes individuals don't really care, but then sometimes other individuals are very territorial.
Absolutely. I mean, I think right now would be more so that way. However, like back in that time, 96, what you're talking about, it was stickers everywhere. It was just like graffiti in the 80s. It was that type of vibe. You would see stickers everywhere. You would see posters everywhere on the highways, stapled everywhere. They were all over the place. It was just the culture. It was the culture of the hip hop movement at that time. And yeah, we were right there to capture that moment.
And I gotta say, the reason why I was asking that, man, because when I actually first launched my radio station, when we first actually got on the FM dial, I was slapping stickers all over my town. So many businesses got, like, so pissed off at me, but I wanted to take it back to the old school elements, man, and just do posters and stickers. It's the best way to self-promote, but they definitely didn't like it.
Yes, I can understand why. I can understand, trust me, I can understand why. And that's why we just have to, like, pivot a little bit with the time and just be a little bit more creative with how we do things. You know, you got to respect the businesses, but still feed the culture.
And also, as well, you were actually asked to write 16 bars that actually became CNN's driver's seat on the classic album The War Report. I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a story behind that opportunity. And of course, how did those 16 bars originally come to be for you?
Oh, man, well, that came courtesy of Trash. You know, it was me, him, obviously, Capone Noriega at that time, and that project was just like the War Report album was like nearing its end, and Trash was like, "Yo, you have to be on this album." So I was like, "All right." I was a new MC. You know, this was after I was doing the street team stuff. Like I turned into an MC after I was doing street team to contribute more to the team. And yeah, so with that being said, man, I think that Chad was like, you got to pick a beat. We had Nassim Merrick in the studio, and he was just like going through tracks, man. And I just picked the one that I felt that I felt the vibe off of, and that was the one, the driver's seat one. I took it back to the crib. I spent all night writing it. I was ready the next day in the studio, and I laid it down, and then when Nori came in and he heard it, he kind of like piggybacked off of the vibe that was already set. And then we just compliment each other in all of these ways. You know what I'm saying? That happens all the time. We bounce off each other all the time. Capone does it too. He'll come with ideas that'll be really dope, and we'll bounce off of that. And we're still doing that.
And also, as well, in the year 1998, yourself and Tragedy Gaddafi actually came together to actually release the iconic song, "The Bridge 2000." That was obviously kind of like a remake of MC Shan's iconic "The Bridge." I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about "The Bridge 2000," and did MC Shan ever contact you guys afterwards and actually show you guys praise for your twist that you did on his song?
Oh man, I do believe that Shan appreciated. Obviously, it's all Queensbridge energy. You know what I'm saying? So and plus, like we recorded that track, man, Traj. We recorded that track at Marley's crib. You know what I'm saying? Like in Marley's crib in his studio. You know what I'm saying? At the time. So Marley was there. We was just in the lab doing it, man. And I like to say, man, I was so like raw at that time, man. I didn't really understand my talent. You know what I'm saying? Like truthfully, the way I do today. You know what I'm saying? But I just love that rawness of that time, and I can understand it a lot more today.
And I got to say as well, the Bridge will always be one of those albums that will always be solidified within hip hop history, man. Shan definitely did his thing on that song, and I got to say on the 2000 version, yourself and Tragedy Gaddafi definitely lived up to just MC Shan's original Bridge, in my honest opinion.
Man, thank you, man. Shout out to Marley Marl too. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely one of the architects, one of the QB architects, man. So shout out to Marley, shout out to Shan. Shout out to Trash too. Obviously, he's definitely one of the Queensbridge architects, man. One of the QB architects. So we always want to make sure that we pay homage to that. And salute our greats, man.
And also, as well, in 1999, you were actually featured on Violator, the album, a compilation showcasing artists that were actually signed to Chris Lightly. For the listeners that might not know much about this particular compilation record, I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about it. And of course, what was it like just working alongside Chris Lightly?
Man, I think that Chris Lightly was more tied to Noriega. That was Nori's situation he put together. It was kind of like he wanted to put like a group song together, like of all of the like artists that he was working with and stuff like that. The whole militainment vibe. He wanted to kind of like the whole thugged out vibe. His brand. He wanted to kind of like have everybody a part of it. Capone, everybody a part of it. So everybody came together to make that happen. And it was a great song, and I believe that Kaz did that track too, man. Rest in peace to Kaz, to Camp Kaz. One of the immortal producers, man, greatest. Yeah, I've ever worked with. One of the greatest I've ever worked with, Camp Kaz. Rest in peace to my brother.
And also, as well, in 2002, yourself and multi-platinum producer Steve Sola actually met, where you guys actually, you yourself and Steve Sola actually got together. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that meeting, and of course, what was it like just actually being able to work alongside him for these past 20 years? Because you guys have done some phenomenal things throughout all these years.
Yeah, man, Steve Sola is like a brother from another mother. I mean, I met Steve Sola through V12. V12 was working with Steve Sola because he was doing a lot of work with Prodigy. Steve was working with the Mob very closely with Havoc, very very closely with P. V12 was working with P also very closely with Prodigy, and me and V12 was also doing joints too. You know what I'm saying? So V12 was like, yo, son, I need you to meet. You know what I'm saying? Steve. You know what I'm saying? So just to kind of bring the quality up. So, what I'm saying, it was V12 that introduced me to Steve Sola. And Steve Sola and myself, continue to kind of like nurture our relationship, and that's why we all still work together to this day. Right now, he's working on V12, one of V12's newest records right now that he's about to drop off his new project. And you know, Steve touches everything that we do, man. You know, we love Steve.
And I gotta say as well, hip hop definitely loves Steve, man. If it wasn't for him,
Yeah.
we wouldn't even had so many of these legendary projects. I remember actually interviewing him, and I didn't even know what to ask this man. He's done so much. There's times when I interview people, they're thug, and I'm like, oh my god, like they don't have anything. I don't really know what to ask. And then when it comes to people like Steve, you're like, oh my god, he has like, what do I ask this guy? Like.
I know, right? You asking about Eminem, you asking about Nas, Method Man, Mary J. Like, you don't know, it goes so many, you know, 50 Cent. Like, the list goes on and on with Steve. And, you know, he's just a bright mind to work with. And, you know, we work together for so long, he understands what I'm trying to bring across musically. And we can communicate well, him and I. You know, we do good business.
And you guys also formed a Hits music group as well back in the early 2000s. For the listeners that might not actually know this side of Imam Thug, I was wondering if you can actually tell our listeners a bit more about that. And of course, what services do you do yourself and of course Steve offer to the general public today?
Oh man, Steve and I, we worked on that. We worked on that label when Steve and I were working on a tremendous amount of records. We do have a vault full of exclusives that we can let off at any time. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know, a matter of him and I just coming together and just kind of like putting it into play. But him and I do have a ton of records that we worked on, and we just wanted to do it together. You know what I'm saying? Not, you know, as individual entity, but as one entity. And that one entity is his music group, you know, and things like that. But he also has Plain Truth. I also have Empire Dream Productions. So it's a collective effort between our engines, you know what I'm saying, that can push the project forward if, you know what I'm saying, if we choose to go ahead and go in the vault and do that, you know, and work on more new stuff. You know, whatever we want to do, everything is on the table for us right now.
And also as well, in the year 2000, you actually formed a hip-hop group called INS. I was wondering, what is the story behind this amazing hip-hop group? And of course, how did you actually get connected with the other members?
Yeah, INS came from my guy, Shanet. He's from South Jamaica, Queens. That's Capone's, one of Capone's right-hand men. We spent a lot of time together, me, him, and Capone, and obviously, like, me and Sha spent a lot of time together also, personally, like me and him just grinding and stuff like that. And in the mix of all of that, you know, we always fall into the studio, you know, and after, you know, making records and doing things, we say, hey, you know, let's you know, this is what it is. You know, we always try to make a situation out of a situation. This is just the Queens hustlers in us and how we do things, man. That's how INS came together. Imam, Thug, and Shanet. It's Imam and Shanet. And, you know, and we ran that play. And, you know, Shanet's still in touch with me. I'm still in touch with him. And this always plays on the table for us both.
And also as well, you guys actually released a very successful single titled That's What's Up that actually sold 10,000 copies in the year 2001. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this record, and of course, how long did it take for you guys to sell those 10,000 copies independently? Because I gotta say, that's definitely some grindage right there.
Absolutely, man. I think that went relatively quickly than we expected. I mean, that song came about with a producer from Baltimore that worked with Drew Hill and guys like that that came to the table with the track, you know. And I heard the track, and you know, I just took the track like I approached it like I approached every other track. You know, I listened to it. You know, the movie comes up, and you know, and we roll. You know, we roll with it. Whether it's That's What's Up, whether it's, you know, True Confessions, whether it's you know, Driver's Seat, it doesn't matter. The formula is the same thing. You know, once the picture comes up, we have trust in that, and it comes out to be what it is.
And also as well, in 2011, I actually read this on Discogs, and I do know sometimes with Discogs, some things are correct, some things are not, because it is kind of like Wikipedia, anybody can edit it. But I read in 2011 you were actually featured on DMX's unofficial album, Drop Bomb, on the song Nutcracker. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that, and if this is true, what was it like working with the late great DMX?
Oh man, I mean, that was unfortunately we weren't in the same studio recording when that session went down. You know, rest in peace to DMX. You know, obviously, you know, the world loves X. But yeah, that was Nori. He put that situation into play. We was working on some things for a project that he was working on, and he said, "Hey man, you know, I got this situation here. You know, I need you to, you know, I need these bars here for this, man. You know," and he let me hear it, and you know, I did what I do. You know, I went in the studio with Hazardous Sounds, I believe. It was at Hazardous Sound Studio in Miami, and yeah, and I handled my business with that, and like, you know, yeah, that's what I do. I'm here for it.
And I gotta say as well, is this going back and listening to that song Nutcracker, man, like yourself, Bun B, Nor, and Redcalf, you guys sounded just so flawless together on that joint, man. That's why I had to ask that, because I was like, man, were you guys in the studio together? Because it just the way you guys, just the way Nor put that together, man, was absolutely just timeless.
Yeah, it was great, man. That's just me listening to everybody else too, listening to Bun, listening to X, you know, so listening to everybody, man, and kind of just, you know, seeing how I fit in with that situation. And the same thing with the Mace situation, you know, with the Show Me the Money Part 2 with Clue. It's like, you know, when we did that, you know, it was like, all right, you going behind Mace. I was like, oh, all right, cool. So it was, you know, I wasn't worried about it, even though sun was on fire, but, you know, I sat by the speakers and I wrote my verse like right there. You know what I'm saying? So it was fresh off the stove. A lot of work was fresh off the stove.
And I gotta say, it just proves just how talented and raw Nor really is, man. To be able to do some production work like that and make it sound like all you guys were there is just absolutely phenomenal, man. Definitely shout out to Nor.
Absolutely. Definitely shout out to NOR. You know, everybody got their vision, man, and their talent and gift, man. And you know, when we come together collectively to you know, to go after whatever the assignment may be, you know, it comes out to be, man, exactly what it should be. You know what I'm saying? Dope.
And also as well, June 7th, 2022, you actually released the amazing 15-track album titled Immortal Legend. I was wondering, what is the story and inspiration behind this most recently released album? And of course, where can we actually snag ourselves a copy of it today if we haven't already done so?
Immortal Legend is out right now on iTunes, Apple Music. Is on over 150 platforms, digital platforms. So you can definitely go get it. You can stream it. You can buy it. It's out there. That's a whole fact. And the Immortal Legend aspect just came from this feeling kind of like you know, like folks consider me dead in the game. You know what I mean? So I figured like, wow, that's how I felt. So I felt like even me attempting to come back or even coming back will be something of an immortal, you know, vibe, you know, and being a legend, you know, which people already staple me as, just from songs like True Confessions, Illuminati, and Driver's Seat, and, you know, just all the feature songs I've done. And some people consider me a legend. So I took both of those, Immortal, and I took Legend, and I put them together, Immortal Legend. And that's where I got it from.
And I have to ask, man, like, do you actually have any hard copies available of this particular project, like vinyl or CD, or CDs coming anytime soon?
Yes, actually we do. We putting a couple of bonus tracks into the mastered the new master version that we're gonna put out on wax and hard copies. You know, we do want to make sure we give the people a little bit more than what they got on the album. And so we're working on a couple of new records that's being mixed by Steve and stuff like that we're going to throw on there to make sure that the people can get a little bit more than what they bargained for.
And I gotta say as well, I'm definitely looking forward to when the CD copies are available. Cause I'm still a CD guy, man. I don't mind digital, but I love my
Right.
CDs, man. There ain't nothing better than bringing the CD in the car and sliding that disc in, man, and just blessing the streets.
Yes, yes. We're gonna have the CDs, DJ model, and we're gonna have the vinyl too. It's gonna be tough.
And I do want to say as well, thank you so much for actually just featuring like me on that album, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was actually really cool when I saw my name pop up there, man. I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I was legit like shit just got real.
Ah man, listen, man, listen. I loved every minute of it, man, because I think that when we support each other in these ways, man, it's like it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like I love to support my brothers, like, you got V12's album coming out. My brother Lord Nez just dropped a new album. You got Amadeus out there with his whole team, the Army, man, Party G and Blazing and his whole crew. And, God is just putting out, like, great music, man. And there's nothing wrong with supporting each other. And I'm glad you on the album, man. I love it, man. I love every minute of it.
I gotta say, man, like I told you during our first broadcast when we first actually just got connected and working together, man. I grew up listening to your music, man, with that phenomenal Die Hard record. So just the fact that listening to Die Hard as a youngster and then growing up and actually being able to be featured on your second album, if only someone would have told my pasty white ass back then when I was listening to that album, you're gonna be on his second record, I'd be like, man, get out of here.
Oh man, so I know you producing too, man. I know you doing some production. I know that's on your menu somewhere along the line. If you got beats, send them to me, Outlaw.
Hey man, definitely will, man.
Send me that work. Send me that work.
But I have to ask, man, aside from this brand new record that you're currently getting put on wax and CD and whatnot, what is next for yourself, Imam Thug? Because I do know, man, that you have a lot of gumbo cooking in the pot right now, man. So what is next for you?
Man. What's next for me, man? Besides just supporting my other artists that I have, man. V12, his album's coming. I Need a Grammy, the name of his new project, and we focused on him right now. We locked in on his project. He got a new joint, Grinding Girl coming out, produced by DJ Cap. Got another single by Amadeus, and we're just having so much fun. Creating his project, it's gonna be awesome to watch, man. The photo shoots, man, the videos, and just his whole energy is gonna be fun for hip hop to watch, and we're looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we at, man. Imam Thug. I'm working on new music right now. Imam Beezy is another one of my smash joints I'm working on that was inspired by Capone. He inspired me to do this record. So shout out to my brother Capone, and I hope he's proud of what I've done so far with this record. And we definitely gonna get him on the remix. And there's a lot of work, man. We're working on Amadeus too, man. We did a song with Amadeus, man. Amadeus got a joint featuring me and V12. That's crazy. My man Willie B. It's just so much work, man. Me and Lord Nez cooking up. It's a lot. Shout out to DJ Modesty, man. Out in France, man. We still cooking. Gun Productions, we cooking. So, shout out to Nice Flex and the Oracle, everybody, man. The whole team, man. We just moving. We working.
I gotta say, man, I knew you had a lot of great stuff being cooked up, man. But I didn't think it was gonna be that big, man. So I'm definitely excited just to hear these phenomenal projects when they do drop to the general public.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Shout out to Empire Dream Productions, man, for making all of this possible for us to facilitate these moves, man, and run these plays. I'm very thankful for the team, man, the Oracle. Shout out to I Get Adams Squad, man. My man Shabub, my man Sice over at Fat Flavors Radio. Shout out to Queens, man. Shout out to QB, the whole, Thug Army. Man, we moving.
And also, Imam, before we actually part ways, man, I do know you just gave your shoutouts, man, but if you can, drop them social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you if they're not already doing so.
Absolutely, man. You can follow me at Imam Thug QB, Imam _Thug _QB. You can find me at Empire Dream Productions. You know, you can Google Imam Thug, period, IMAMHUG. You can do that. And now all of that'll pop up. You know, we on Spotify, all your streaming platforms. You know, so just tap in with us on the gram, man. You know, tap in with V12. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with team, man. We here. Thank you for having us, DJ Moto. We appreciate you, King.
Hey, man, I appreciate you as well, King. Thank you so much again for just giving us a bit of your time and sliding into the 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM dial, man. I'm pretty sure this won't be the last time either, man. And I'm definitely sure we definitely shall talk again soon. But for now, man, definitely have yourself a phenomenal night out there in New York.
Man, thank you so much, man. We're in the studio right now cooking up, watching football, but we still working on the lab. So
Hey,
thank you, DJ Moto.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with working on during halftime, man. Definitely enjoy your night, enjoy that football, and we'll definitely talk soon.
Yes, indeed, beloved. Thank you, man.